Hey guys, it's Monica at Academic Phoenix Plus, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be something new. I am going to be reacting to the new trailer that was just released by Disney, Raya and the Last Dragon. This is the official trailer in YouTube. Let me go ahead and increase this to make sure that it's high quality so we can get nice resolution here. I saw a little banning, and the last thing I want is low quality on this beautiful trailer. After all, they spent who knows how many years developing this story. Usually an animation lasts about 4 years to create. Definitely want to get high resolution. So I'm going to go ahead and let it load for a second. The structure of this video is going to be that I'm going to watch it for the first time. And then after that, I'm going to break it down cinematically. So if you guys don't know anything about me, I actually have been working in the industry for 8 years. And I teach also for 10 years. I love animation, I love games, I love visual effects. So breaking them down to kind of demonstrate how much art is actually in these films is important. So I think it'll be fun. So let's go ahead and press play and take a look.
All right, guys, remember what we're looking for. And don't trust anyone.
So the theme is purples and reds,
Baby,
with blues for
hey, who's
cool
baby?
and nighttime. Oh.
Really? A con, baby?
And here's a cattail. Beautiful music. Slow motion.
Impressive. We could
Beautiful
use
hair.
someone like you. Let's catch you up. My
Cute.
name is Raya. Our lands have been at war for as long as we can remember. Our people never see eye to eye.
Different colors for different clans.
My daughter, I believe our people can come together again, but someone has to take the first step.
Now, in order to restore peace, we must find the last dragon.
I wish to join this fellowship of butt kickery.
Let's go.
Definitely catered to
We'll
the
have to watch
kids.
our backs.
Very sweet, very cute.
We're not the only ones looking. 6 years of searching. Please let this be it. Oh, mighty Sisu.
Beautiful dynamics.
We really
It's like
need your
Mushu,
help.
but
I'm
in
gonna be real
CG.
with you. I'm not like the best dragon. Have you ever done like a group project, but there's
Cute.
like that one kid who didn't
at the
pitch in
tail.
as much, but still ended up with the same grade?
We're doomed.
It's an insecure dragon.
You and the dragon are coming with me.
My sword here says we're not.
Going against the grain there.
The world's broken. You can't trust anyone.
Maybe it's broken because you don't trust anyone. You
That
just
fur
have to
is
take the first
gorgeous.
step.
Beautiful.
I just shape changed.
Dragons can do that?
Look how close my butt is to my head. It's gonna make digestion so much faster.
In theaters or ordered on Disney Plus with Premier Access, March 5th.
Cool. All right, that was a lot of fun. Beautiful, lots of energy. I like the music that goes with it. What I'm going to do next is just press mute and rewatch it. But this time I'm going to pause in certain areas just to kind of break it down a little bit. Again, this is my first time watching it. I really enjoy these movies, and that's one of the reasons why I'm creating these reactions. So let's take a look again. So what I like about this shot is that it's letting you know as a viewer that you're supposed to be focusing on this. And you can see by the color, which of course is like a deep blue, it's nighttime. And then they use yellow to kind of emphasize warmth. So the high contrast of warmth right here, along with the whole flat space, identifies as this is where you're supposed to look at. So whenever you guys are doing lighting, which by the way, that's my main focus, you always want to make sure that the viewer knows exactly where they're supposed to look at, which is right there. So it's very impressive. And then, I mean, this is hard. As a modeler, this would be a big challenge. I love the lighting. For a second, I thought it was on fire, like, oh, this village is on fire. But then it turns out there's just a lot of fog and very smoky. But you also have this nice, in the distance, you can see like a castle, but it's dark. So the warmth is here and the cool is out there, almost like foreboding. So that's an interesting kind of storytelling element. This is an interesting camera pan. It really demonstrates how large and vast this environment is. And if you'll notice, they have grass here, almost like hay. So I'm going to guess Disney actually, in fact, modeled every single one of those strands, but usually you use like alpha maps to kind of make these so that it's not so expensive, but they can afford it. I mean, it's Disney after all. I like that high color contrast here. They have really, really almost like orangey yellow, and then they have this deep red back here, which is very dynamic. It's very interesting color choices. All right, so she is defined in red, at least in this stage in her life. If you ever take color theory, you guys should know this, but red is a really big color to use, very bold. When you use like a bold color like red, it's supposed to stand out. So the fact that she's red makes her stand out. The fact that this building is red also will make it stand out. All right, so this is an interesting contrast. You can see the warmth of the village. You can see her. It's pretty easy. Everybody else kind of blends into the environment. And then you have this purple. So it's very almost like a saturated deep purple. It's really pretty. It's enhanced by the environment. So anything outside in the dark is usually like nighttime purple. It's like blues and purples represent evening. So she actually embodies that. And then, very cute. Her hair is beautiful. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Her hair is cute too. All right, let's see. She kind of knows how to pick up kids. Not really, but I've seen worse. And they got the little monkeys, and they grab some crystals. Great animation. And the little duster is great. And the little kid looks like rides the little monkeys. Has a little, like a mount. That's so funny. Beautiful animation. Nice motion blur. Slow motion. Always remind me of Kung Fu Panda. They had a lot of slow motion. All right, so this symbol is going to be important. After all, this is where the castle usually stands. This suddenly is a different color. This is gorgeous. My gosh. Look at the different environments. There it is. Different clans, different colors, as I mentioned earlier. And it looks like her clan is teal, which is a gorgeous color. They did a wonderful job making the environment so light. Look at that hair. It's phenomenal. Look at those eyes. You see the highlights on their eyes? Just to highlight lighting, you'll notice that all characters have a little bit of rim lighting. You can just see that it's always slightly highlighted to kind of emphasize the geometry so it doesn't really disappear. Even he'll have a little bit of rim lighting along here. Especially in an environment, you always want to highlight the characters in a rim lighting so that they kind of pop out of the background. It comes from film noir. Look at that emotion. It's gorgeous. That's a nice transition from her from being young to older. There is the dragon. Look at the fog. This would not be a hard scene to replicate. Yep, he's tall. Fur, no tooth, so obviously he's the bad guy. We're going to go through several environments. That was snow with red. That was actually, I'm going to rewind. That was actually a really pretty scene. This is, oh my goodness. There we go. Snow. So this is nice. This is white with red leaves. This is a beautiful concept. And it's red bamboo, pink clouds, and cloth, if you guys know about cloth. In Maya, we use uncloth. Let me rewind just to kind of show anything that has moving cloth like that cloth falling down here. I mean, you can also use Marvelous Designer. I'm sure they have their own proprietary software, but it's kind of neat to look at. A beautiful cup. Notice the depth of field, so the focus is always here. You don't get lost by all the other pieces. And I just have to comment on the dynamics here. This it's just really pretty to see how it's just like transmission. If you want to do it and replicate it in Arnold, you just use a transmission like glass. You just have to make sure you have like a normal map and stuff like that. And then it gathers together with fog. Look at that gorgeous fur. And the expressions are great. I'm like transfixed by this like tail. The tail almost looks like a plant. It's really nice designs. The animation's great. Look at her toes. Like you gotta, if you want to see how talented an animator is, just watch the toes. I know it's a weird thing to say, but watch the hands. The language that they have expressing, like the way she's like so graceful. She even does a little thing with her toes. It's really great. All right, so it's important to understand that they usually use color themes to kind of separate key people. So obviously she's yellow and she's red. Eventually, I would imagine she's going to go back to teal, but we'll see. And it's a light yellow. Then you have this area. Now, this is what I mean by against the green. Everyone's running to the right, and she's walking to the left. In cinematic language, you usually have people walking to the right to kind of mean that they're going towards the flow. And if you are actually going through something, some sort of hardship, or that you're going against culture or your parents or work or just anything, or yourself, you know, all those story driven things, you usually get your character to go from the right to the left. It's just a cinematic language. And then you see that she's going to confront her. Very angry faces. It's going to be a lot of fighting. I would love a mount like that. Look at that. Yikes. If they bite you, you're doomed. But they're not supposed to be enemies. You can tell that they're eventually going to become friends, but it's still really well done. So she spits out smoke. Man, that fur. Okay, so this is complicated. Let me see if I can get that shot here. Rain, fur, hugging. Hugging fur is such a challenge because you got to get the fur to flex under this geometry. So, yeah, it's pretty challenging to see that. And I don't know. I see a little hair penetration right there, but that's, I mean, what do you expect? This is such a beautiful, look at the water, the contrast. Stunning stuff. And it shatters. Let's go back. So this obviously looks like jade with some gold. And of course you see the patterns and everything. And she turns into a character. With clothes, somehow. Very nice, very pretty. This little guy's cute. He's got little whiskers. So whenever you guys create fur, it's important to know the direction of the fur and also what's called flyaway hairs. So you see those flyaways, that's important to make sure that you capture. So just kind of take a look and you'll notice that some of the textures and stuff like that's actually pretty simple, but because it's such a beautifully designed scene, especially with this character, we don't really pay too much attention to this area. But if you pause, you'll notice that, you know, it's like typical texture. One last thing before I stop. This is actually pretty interesting. This is a confrontational camera angle. It's low. We're at the ankles, rays of light coming through. So the focus is definitely on her, but it's pretty an interesting shot. And then she fights. And these crystals are really well done. All right. And there you go. Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon. I'm surprised that they went for this much verbiage. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but they have a tendency to stick to just one word, like frozen, brave, soul, onward, bow, things like that. So the fact that they went for something longer, I'm actually very shocked. So it's been a constant, just one word. So I guess maybe they've decided that we can handle more than one word. I don't know. It's just a small detail, but I'm a little surprised because they've always done that. All right, guys, I hope that you found that interesting. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. Again, my name is Monica. You guys may know me as Academic Phoenix Plus, and this is just something new that I was trying to kind of break up my tutorials, just to kind of break down some of these beautiful animations. I mean, they've got so much information, they've got so much stuff going on that I just really enjoy watching them, and hopefully you enjoyed the breakdown too. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.